Σημέρωσε ξανά κι η μέρα που περνά
ανάποδη σου βγαίνει και πονά.
Πάντα χαμογέλαγες και τώρα καταργέσαι. Σμίξε τα χυλάκια, μη βαριέσαι.
Και
σφύριξε χαρούμενα μπορείς. Δες τη φωτεινή πλευρά της ζωής. Μια φάρσα είναι η ζωή πολύ καλά στημένη κι ο θάνατος γελάει και περιμένει. Ό,τι βαραίνει πέτατο και στη σκηνή υποκλείσου, χαμογελάσαι στο θεατή σου.
Και τώρα καταργέσαι.
Σφύριξε χαρούμενα μπορείς. Δες τη φωτεινή πλευρά της ζωής να μπορείς.
με τις γυναίκες ήσουνα πάντα ο σούπερ γκούφι και τώρα σε φωνάζουνε μαγκούφι. Κι αν όλες σε αφήσανε σε κυνηγάει μια η αιώνια η καντεμιά.
Σφύριξε χαρούμενα μπορείς. Δες τη φωτεινή πλευρά της ζωής.
Κι αν σε κλείσει η τράπεζα μες στη φυλακή, κάθε μέρα θα είναι Κυριακή. Μη σε νοιάζει, όλα θα είναι πληρωμένα. Αχ, να με μαζεύανε και μένα.
Σφύριξε χαρούμενα μπορείς. Δες τη φωτεινή πλευρά της ζωής.
Όλα στη ζωή σου είναι δανεικά, χαμογέλα φέρσου ευγενικά. Μην το γρουσουζεύεις, σκέψου θετικά, όλα στη ζωή είναι σκατά.
Σφύριξε χαρούμενα μπορείς. Δες τη φωτεινή πλευρά της ζωής. Κι όταν η παράσταση κλείσει τελικά, όλα μοιάζουν με βεγγαλικά. Η ζωή κι ο θάνατος είναι θεατρίνη και γελούν από το καμαρίνι.
Όχι καμαρίνι, καμαρίνι.
Θοδωρή, άμα δεν ξέρω να σφυράνω με τι δηλαδή.
Σφύριξε χαρούμενα μπορείς. Δες τη φωτεινή πλευρά της ζωής.
Ποια είναι η φωτεινή ρε παιδιά?
Παιδιά, μην τρελαίνεστε. Από το τίποτα ερχόμαστε, στο τίποτα πηγαίνουμε. Μία ή άλλη είναι.
Σιγά ο φιλόσοφος να μου.
Αλλάζει το πράγμα. Τώρα μάλιστα. Βλέπω τη φωτεινή πλευρά της ζωής.
Παπάρια μου.
Τι έγινε ρε παιδιά?
A very warm welcome to you all, wherever you are, to today's edition of Unlocked SK, the original interactive talk show broadcasting to you live from our micro-streaming studio here on the beautiful island of Corfu in very sunny Greece. And as you know, we're broadcasting live on Facebook, but you can also check us out on our website, which is www.StudioKerkyra.com, or else the video platform that is Vimeo.com. And of course, good old YouTube, and now Twitter and Twitter's Periscope, all of which are in superb quality. And should you like what you see and hear, please like us at the end of this programme, follow us and share us amongst your friends. And as always, I'm very lucky and happy to say that we have the help and assistance of our wonderful producer, Claire Haas, who will be answering all your comments on Facebook Live Messenger and taking those calls on Skype. And, of course, no broadcast would be quite right without the one and only Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas. How are you today?
Hi, Adrian. Hi, everybody. What a great intro, man. Thanks, man. Great. But hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Nice to have you back here on Thursday, 2nd of July. Fantastic weather again. You can see it. We're sweating, but we enjoyed that day because we've been out early this morning. And we quite enjoyed it, didn't we?
We certainly did. We had a little excursion by the sea, as you will see later on. It was very hot, mind you.
Yeah, as we promised to you, we gonna bring you much more, and we done our first report today. So we went down to the beautiful St. George South and spoke with the businessman there today, and to explain us how it affects the businesses here. So he runs a beautiful pizzeria and restaurant, but St. George is slowly waking up, and we were quite surprised because we had quite a few holidaymakers down there, mate.
Yes, I actually saw today for the first time quite a healthy number of holidaymakers sunning it up on the beautiful beach there. Mind you, I would very quickly point out that they were all observing the correct social distance. Not like those scenes we've seen in certain other places, Thomas, was it?
No, I know. If you know, we've been quite around a bit, and we said we start with a couple of reports for you. We're going to interview a couple of people, and on our travels, of course, we spot certain things what shouldn't be. But hello, you know what? They're gonna fall into line. Don't worry about that. That's gonna all be great. But we were very surprised because down St. George, they're getting ready. They have now the one hotel. What is this? The sandy beach, or is it cold?
No, that was the one down the south end. It was the one up the north end. I have to say I can't remember the name of it, but it's run by the Zabranda Group, which is a German concession. But you'll be pleased to know it's still owned by Greeks.
Yes.
The normal capacity there is about 2,500, and the gentleman was telling us that yesterday they had the first influx of tourists for this season, which was 300. But hopefully that figure will soon grow over the next coming week or two.
Yeah, but astonishing, Iman. Here, you see, this is our view from SK HQ at Notos, and it's scorching again. The temperatures are up again, and what have we got now here? 6 o'clock in the evening, 31 degrees, wind is 7 west from 7 miles an hour, humidity is 54%, visibility is great again, and we saw that down in St. George, 12.9 kilometers. Yes. We could see Buxos.
We could. It was wonderful, wasn't it?
Great. UV index is 4, and the sunset is 10 past 9, and that's a sunset, especially down St. George is a great sunset. So guys, I hope you enjoy the show today. We have a fantastic clip coming up for you, man. We were a little bit stressed because we just managed to get ready with everything in time. 30 seconds to spare, but it's great.
I know, yes. We're pushing it to the limit today, and in this heat, that's no mean feat.
No, not at all, but we're enjoying it. We're loving it because we love this island of Corfu very, very much. And as Anthony van der Krank is calling us, we are his Corfu-holics. Let me say hello to Tom Giddings. He said hi everybody from a very warm and sunny Appledore.
Great.
Then
hello,
Richard Zebedee. Hi Thomas and Claire and Adrian. How are you today? Yeah, we in form, man.
Yes,
it's fantastic.
Good,
the sun is doing it to us. And here Andrea from LA. I love the music.
Oh, good one, Andrea. Welcome aboard.
Great to see you again, Andrea. I got many more, and Vivian Middleton. Hi, you lot. Hi, Vivian. Hope you safe and happy. Richard Zebedee. It's sunny and a bit windy in Bournemouth.
Oh, we could do with a little bit of a wind here.
At the moment is no wind, but it feels like they're saying 7 miles an hour westerly, but
really?
We don't feel that.
No.
That now. But and this feels like they're saying on. You know what is it? It gets me. You laugh every time when I say this to you. But I'm going on to my mobile phone and I look. What's the temperatures? It's 31 degrees. Then you scroll down to see more info, and it says it feels like 34. So my question is, who is measuring that?
I don't
You
know,
know, is
but
there somebody
actually-
sitting and going outside and saying, mate, you know what, 31, but feels like 34 today. So let's write 34. Now, how do they measure how it
I have no
feels
idea,
like?
but that's a good question, and I would actually say it feels hotter than 34, quite frankly.
Probably. If you ask Adrian, he said it feels like 38. But
Well,
it's,
I was going to say 40, but never mind. It's hot
man.
and beautiful, and that's all you need to know. The only trouble is, you're not here to enjoy it with us, but hopefully you will be soon.
yeah, and we really hope. And there you see that our HQ, we parked in a shady spot next to our 3 roses surrounded. So it's brilliant. But let me carry on. It's Sarah Roseman. Good afternoon to you all from a changeable Ramley Marsh in Kent. Ooh.
Hello, Sarah.
Here we go. Anthony van der Gang. Hello, Corfuholics from cold Utrecht,
Oh.
the Netherlands. Hi, Anthony. Great.
We're trying to bring you some warmth from sunny Corfu, Anthony.
Yes, definitely. Steve Bowers, hi from a cloudy Manchester. Oh, to be
poor
over there now. Another cancelled flight, but rebooked again. Very persistent. Steve, you very persistent.
You deserve a medal,
rebook.
Steve.
That's great, and that's exactly
Well done, Steve.
what it should be at the moment here, because the first holiday makers arrive. They're enjoying the beautiful sun and the sea and the fantastic food, of course, and we hope a lot more of you can join us here on Corfu very, very soon.
Totally.
But a lot of people watching. Thank you so much for writing in, guys. So if you have anything to say, you want, let us know something, or you have a question, don't hesitate. Comment now live here while we on air, or send us an email to inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. And Olivia Maria Lockhart, Kalispera Corfu. So that's great. Thanks, Kalispera, to you.
Lily.
And there's many, many more. Bold You is saying hi. Jackie Cherry is watching. Hi, Jackie. And many, many more. Guys, thank you so much. It's fantastic. And we are really informed because we got up a little bit earlier today. We enjoyed that in St. George South. Had
We
some
did.
fantastic conversation, didn't we?
We absolutely did, and met an absolutely delightful Greek gentleman who, actually, I personally think personifies exactly what makes the Corfu people that serve you in your taverna, bar, hotel, restaurant extra special. They've got this amazing sense of hospitality, and I think it's all down to honour, you know, Thomas. I think honour
Totally.
still exists on this island
Of
amongst
course.
the Greeks. Yeah.
Of course it does, and that's the beauty. That's why we love it so much, because it's the whole atmosphere when you arrive here. The Corfuites are special in that way, because they know really how to entertain you and how to look after you, and making sure you have a fantastic holiday. And that's rare to find these days.
It is indeed, but you are guaranteed to find all those special qualities here on this very special island.
Yeah, and John is writing in the first question, and there we can go in. And when are the Greek government going to let us in?
Good
So,
question, John. The last
Next
we've heard-
question.
Yes. Next question. Pass. No. The latest we've heard is that flights are allowed to start from the UK, provisionally set at the moment, sort of just before midnight on the 15th. So basically, it's the 16th of July. But I have to warn you, some people are saying that could be extended to the 19th. But at the moment, it's looking like, shall we say, the 16th of July.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed there's already English people here at the moment.
There
What
are,
came
yes.
per car. I saw somebody
Yeah.
with a camper van today who drove over for the last. I asked him, I talked with him quickly, and he said it took him 3 days. So he drove from the UK to France, Belgium, Germany, and then he said from Germany he was hitting direction Bulgaria. He got his tests, he got his paperwork,
Yes.
and
Oh,
he had
right.
no problem of arriving per car.
Okay.
Others came in with aeroplanes via Frankfurt. So there's a couple of shortcuts that people can take just
I think
to
there's
come
quite a few,
over.
Thomas,
Yeah,
yes.
I know it's a little bit tragic when you look into it, but we know more latest on the 15th of July what's gonna happen. So they said they're discussing that. The Greek government is discussing this on the 13th, I believe,
Yeah.
and will update us, everybody then, through the website and through the media, of course, of what's gonna happen. And we really, really pray that everybody is allowed to come and have a fantastic time as long as it's safe.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we're constantly looking at is the infection infection rate. As long as the infection rates of, say, the country of the United Kingdom continues to fall on a daily basis, then it will look likely that those flights will resume. Should there be a reverse in that and it goes the other way, then we might be looking at a start date for UK visitors a little bit further down the line. But that's what it stands at the moment, all being well, late at night on the 15th, so for argument's sake, the 16th of July.
Yeah, so at latest the 19th, it should be the first flight, what Ryanair said. But what I don't understand is now, we know all this, and we broadcast it, other people know what's going on. Why is now airlines like EasyJet selling flights for the 10th of July to Corfu?
I don't know. That's a very good point, Thomas, because on a previous broadcast to Unlocked SK, I mentioned from a member of EasyJet staff and crew that the first flight out of Gatwick to Corfu wasn't due until the 31st of July, would you believe? And I think they were resuming flights to Athens from the 16th. That's from Gatwick.
Ooh, that's from Gatwick. Let me say hello to Elaine quickly. She's writing in, hello from Derby Green. Every time I've put my nose outside today, it started to rain. So giving up. Now undercover and happy listening to your broadcast with a nice cold beer.
That sounds the perfect ticket, Elaine. We'll try and bring you some warmth and sunny sunshine all the way from Corfu.
Yes, we do. And John Wright is writing in and saying, good afternoon here from another session. Love the program. Thank you very much. Nikos Lubros is here and Annabelle Lubros. Guys, thank you for watching. I spoke with Nikos earlier, so hopefully he can come soon. So he booked this now for the 19th, and I hope that's going to work because we miss you very, very much.
We sure do.
John is saying, thank you. We are staying at Vicky's from the 2nd of August. Oh, John, 2nd of August, I think when everything works out and the people are careful, that should be all right. You shouldn't, there shouldn't be anything.
Well, we're touching wood
touch wood.
for
Let's
you now.
hope
Yes.
for it. Of course.
Is that Vicky's apartments at Agios Gordis, by chance? Would we happen to know?
Ooh, that would be so, John. If you know, you're still listening. Is this Vicky's apartment in St. George? That would be interesting to know, please.
Yes. Thomas, you know I normally have a rant, or one of us has a rant every day. Can I just have my... Let's get the rant over with and done
You
with.
want a rant?
It's right on the subject of what we were talking about, British tourists coming to Greece. And it's today, you'll be pleased to know, it's not about Boris Johnson. Make a change, it's about his father. 79-year-old Stanley Johnson. Would you believe... he was an ex-former Tory MEP, which I didn't actually know. He flew into Athens airport last night, going via Bulgaria, to go to his villa on Mount Pelion, which is in central Greece, despite the official advice of the Foreign Office of the United Kingdom and the Greek Tourism Minister, Haris Theodorakis, who has gone on record to say that the first UK arrivals, as we've already said to you, are not due for another 2 or so 3 weeks. He even documented his travels on Instagram, would you believe, wearing a mask, of course, but this is what he said. He said, I'm in Pelion on essential business, trying to COVID-proof my property in view of the upcoming letting season. And he went on to add, the Greeks are trying to stop bulk arrivals from the UK, but they were quite happy to have me coming in. Well, Stanley Johnson, you're very lucky to circumnavigate the laws of 2 lands and let all those poor British holidaymakers who are over and desperately looking forward to their Corfu holiday, many of which have cancelled many times. I don't know how you manage it. Do you, Thomas? How does he manage that one?
I have no idea, to be honest. I can't answer that. I just think it's strange, you know?
Well, it's so impolite. Let's say that, because if you expect the rest of the country to follow the rules that you make, or at least your son's rules, you would expect to follow them yourself, would you not?
Yeah, I think so, because you should lead by example, and that's getting rarer and rarer in the United Kingdom, sadly enough. Everybody is demanding so many things, but nobody, is actually doing it. Nope. It's old dog and old bark and no bite, as we say. So, yes, but hey, there's a few things, that of course it disturbs. When he starts traveling now, but then everybody else can't. There's people working very hard all year long, not him, but all the others.
Well, the bit I like is the essential business nature of his trip. He's just coming to make his villa ready for rentals. I mean, is that just defined as essential business?
Yes, I thought he came for an eye test.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the man's got pluck, obviously, at 79 to come travelling on your own to Greece. Yes, for sure, that's to be applauded. But not when you circumnavigate the laws of 2 countries to get in through the back door.
So yeah, there's rules for one and rules for the others.
And we have to call them out as we see them.
Of course.
I make no apologies for that.
No, don't. Here, Jackie Cherry is making. Hi, Jackie, thanks for writing in. She said, I understand Germany's R rate is higher than the UK. So why are they allowed in?
Well, that's a very good point, Jackie.
That's a good one. Thank you.
I think their R rate has just recently risen, and maybe the Greek government made that decision to let the Germans in a few weeks back. Germany was part of that original travel corridor that Greece started to operate. But we shall see. Let's see how that infection rate continues to move over the next few days, because none of this, I have to warn everybody, is set necessarily in stone, and as they say, it is an ongoing fluid situation. So you may well find, Jackie, that will change. But let's hope not, and let's hope Germany can turn that around, and the German tourists holidaymakers can continue to come to this beautiful island, which we know is a firm favourite for all our German friends. And guten Abend to all our German-speaking friends, wherever you are in the world.
Ja, wunderschönen guten Abend. Danke fürs Zuhören, fürs Zuschauen. Und wenn ihr irgendwelche Fragen habt, bitte reinschreiben jetzt live oder uns ein E-Mail schicken, inbox@studiokerkyra.com. Okay, just had to get that one out, mate. So
well, absolutely,
international,
yes.
man. We multinational, multicultural.
Yes,
that thing. Yeah.
We have to be in this world. It's one small world and it's a beautiful planet. But isn't it wonderful that we have got different cultures, different languages? Because although we may be the same essentially as human beings, it's those little differences that make it so interesting. Vive la difference, as our French-speaking friends might say. Well, they'd say it better than that, I'm sure. But you get the gist.
Yeah, let me say a big hello here to Patrick Golden. Patrick from Newcastle under Lyme. Hi, Patrick. Hope you are right, and hopefully we see you very soon. Here is another one. Nikos Luvos is writing in. Anyway, they do allow English people in, like Stanley Johnson, as we spoke now, yeah? But the father of the Prime Minister. But maybe he came on his new French passport.
Oh, I like it, Nico. Thank you for reminding us of that little nugget of information. Yes, maybe he did.
Yeah, and Margaret John said, well said, Adrian. So,
thank you, Margaret.
We
love you, Margaret. No, we love all our viewers and followers, wherever you are in the world, and it's so good to hear from you, because this is your digital platform on the internet across the world, where you can ask questions and hopefully get some answers if you are lucky from us. But most important of all, we here at StudioKerkyra get educated by all you lovely people.
And that's great. Yes, everything we learn,
Thomas.
every day we learn something new, and I love that.
We certainly do, exactly. And isn't that life? As you go through life, you learn. It's all about learning every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think it's a magical experience, the fact that we are A, live, and B, fully interactive.
Yeah, so and if you have something to say, please don't hesitate. Comment now here on Facebook while we are live, or send us an email to inbox@studiokerkyra.com. But it's a fantastic day. When we look down now, we've been out, and when you see, really, you can say the majority are behaving. We didn't see anything disturbing. Even down St. George Beach, you see the pictures or the film in a minute. The people exercising social distancing, and everything seems to be, like it should be. Man, it feels like normal. It doesn't feel like the new normal.
No, not this afternoon where we were, that's for sure. The only thing is slightly different is there aren't so many businesses open at this time in the season as you would normally expect.
That's the only thing. But they are open.
Many are open, and more than enough for all your needs of whatever it may be that you need on holiday. They are open. But as we saw, many more are slowly opening up as we speak.
Yes, they do, and they all keeping to the rules here.
Yes.
I mean, it depends where you go. I have to admit, we can't make everything blue and hooray and hooray. We saw a couple of businesses where they ignore the rule of face mask and gloves. Definitely, we saw it today. But as you yesterday said, and I think gone in my head, and this is brilliant. If you here on holiday and you go in to one of the businesses, a bar, a cafe, a taverna, or a snack bar or something, and you see the staff is not wearing the mandatory face mask and gloves, so you safe and they safe and their families, just don't eat there.
Exactly.
Go to a restaurant who follows the rules and makes that safe for you. They deserve the business. Everybody else who is not doing it, just ignore them. Walk past. Doesn't matter how good the food is in there. If it's not safe for you, it's not safe. But as I said, the majority of businesses are fantastic and they keeping to this rule, and that makes me smile. That's why we're so happy, because it seems to work.
It does indeed. The business that you're going to see featured in a short while on film is actually opening up for business this coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday is all open. Yeah, this Alex's Pizzeria and Restaurant is open this coming Saturday, and we're going to show you in a minute that clip we filmed today, we edited today. It was all stressful, but it was
full on,
worked,
but it
man.
was absolutely a beautiful experience, and as everywhere is in Corfu. And I have to say, both the gentlemen that we spoke to today and their partners and wives were fantastic, weren't they, Thomas?
Ah, great, fantastic.
Yes.
Sonia and him, she were great. They looked well after us, and this is beautiful.
Totally.
What a beautiful place. But let me say a big hello to Margaret Black. She's saying,
Hi,
oh,
Margaret.
hi, Margaret, nice for you. And her messaging is, mask on, mask off. Stay home, go out. My head is spinning, guys.
Oh, good one, Margaret. I love it.
Glad you are back to keep us up to date. I mean, we try our best. I think it's great. But Julie Kem is saying masks are mandatory in all shops from next Wednesday onwards in Scotland.
Right, thank you, Julie, for reminding us of that. And very sensible. I think definitely all enclosed spaces or indoors, anywhere, masks are absolutely essential.
Definitely. No question at all. And Margaret Black said, love Alex Pizza and Restaurant. Best ever. Yes, it
good
is.
one, Margaret. Yes, well, he's been turning them out for 15 years, and he reckons his little secret for success is his prized wood oven, fueled by his own olive wood. Isn't that romantic?
I think
and
it's great.
environmentally friendly, Thomas. That's the best thing of all, isn't it? Because
It is.
he's not destroying the trees. Every year he's got a ready-made supply of wood to make those pizzas taste extra special. You got it. You
man.
got it. Yeah, well,
But, hey,
you can't help it, can you?
We putting the people on there. So we've been out today, this morning. We were filming, we were editing, and we were exploring, of course. And we made a quick little report for you from St. George South. And we spoke with the fantastic Alexandros Dukas about the regulation. And I think we don't hold you back anymore.
No,
We're gonna
let them
go
have it.
over to this clip and we talk in a minute again. But enjoy that one. I hope it works.
Yesterday, the 1st of July, was the day when Greece and all its beautiful islands opened their doors to the arrival of international tourists and holidaymakers just like you. And we on Unlocked SK thought we'd go and take a look to see what new regulations are in place and to see what measures the hospitality industry here on this lovely island of Corfu have got in place ready to make your holiday extra special but also extra safe. And we're here in the beautiful Spiro's on the Beach Bar at St George South, a lovely holiday resort on the southwest coast of the island. And as you can see, the beauty of Corfu has not changed. Only a few more extra regulations to put in place to ensure your safety. And what better place to start off, after having a little tour around this beautiful coastal resort, of course, than to ask a few questions of Alex, who's been running a pizzeria and restaurant here for the last 15 years, to guide us through what these new regulations, how they affect him, and what you can expect as a holidaymaker when you join in the summer season of 2020 here on this beautiful island of Corfu. Let's go and take a look, shall we? Alex, thank you so much for agreeing to talk us through the new regulations and what it's like to open a hostelry business like this for the summer season of 2020 during these strange times, as you were saying, Alex. So what has the new regulations meant to you personally, and how has it affected your business so far?
Well, it's a very stressful for all of us, for everybody, because something very, very, we don't know really what's going to happen, you know, and we hope really the best. We hope all of us to stay safe, first, healthy, and we must follow the regulations from our government, which very strictly, but we must do it for everybody, you know.
And what's the biggest change then? Is it the social distancing and tables
yes,
and things
the
like that?
distance. It doesn't matter for me if I have the distance of the table, because last year, as example, in my restaurant here, I have 20 tables.
Right.
Now I have 15, 16. It's no big difference, for me, for all of us. We hope to fill up these tables. Doesn't matter if it's less or not, But the problem is, because we're not going to be close to people, because we love people, we live from tourists, we live from people, and doesn't matter how much money each person they live to our places here, we're very satisfied, because we live in from all of you, all the people,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Am I right in thinking the tables have to be 2 meters apart?
If it's chair by chair,
Yeah.
chair by chair,
Right.
table by table, 1 meter 70 centimeters.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right, yes.
It's a 3
1.7.
different distance.
Ah, right.
3 different distance.
I see.
If it's chair by chair,
Yeah.
table and table, 1.70. If it's table and chair in the other table, 1.10. And if it's table by table with no chairs between, 70 centimeters. So
Right.
this is
That's quite complex,
yes,
isn't it?
yes, complex, but we learn right away, And I think it's the best way for us to keep Greece safe, to keep Corfu safe place and secure and healthy destination for tourists.
Absolutely. And of course, there's a lot of disinfecting going on, isn't there?
Yes.
You have to do that each table.
Yes,
Yep.
to put in spray with all these antiseptics,
Right.
to using gloves, to using masks,
All times.
all the times, yes.
Okay. And even the chairs get disinfected, don't they, after
Yes.
each usage?
Every time when
Very
people
thorough.
leaves, then we put in spray to the chairs, yes, also.
That's great, very thorough. Well, as you can see, it's such a beautiful restaurant, pizzeria. I know you were telling me
Greek food
earlier
also,
on about
yes.
your wood oven that
Wood
makes
oven,
it
yes,
extra
yes.
special, doesn't
From
it?
my olive trees.
Ah,
So every winter I
right.
cut about 10, 15 olive trees,
Right.
and I use it, all these goods I use it for my pizza and for my home also.
Fantastic. And you were saying that pizzas make up about 70% of your trade.
Yes.
Is that right? They
Other
must be
people,
quite
yes.
special then, I
Yes,
reckon,
yes.
Alex.
Well, a lot of people come to my place here for the pizzas,
Ah,
Yes.
right, okay. And you've been here for 15 years?
15 years I run this place, yes.
Wow. And each year, barring the few years during the
Of course,
financial
except
crisis.
the financial crisis
Yeah.
in Greece between 2010 to 2014. But after 2015, I think it grows progress. We see progress every year.
That's fantastic. And most of those are repeat customers, aren't they?
Yes.
They keep coming back
Keeping
and
coming.
time again.
2 times every summer, some of them
Wow,
3 times every
really?
summer. May, September,
Yeah.
June, September. Some of them May,
Okay.
July, September. Yes.
Fantastic.
Special from Britain, of course.
Oh, yes.
We
well,
love Britain.
Yeah, and Britain
You know,
loves
yes,
Corfu.
Yes. And we have a lot of Germans,
Yes, of course.
Austrians,
Austrians, yeah. Dutch-
Poland.
Dutch people.
No much
not
Holland,
too many.
no much Dutch in this area here, French, Italians, but almost British, Germans, Austrians, and Poland.
Fantastic.
Polish.
And you've got such a lovely prime spot here in St George's South, particularly by the sea. You're very proud of your special tables,
I
aren't
do my
you, Alex?
best.
Yes.
I do my best. I'm
Perfect.
simple. My restaurant is very simple. I'm Greek, and I have to keep the flag high.
Absolutely.
You see the flag there,
One thing is for sure, when you're dining at Alex's pizzeria and restaurant, you know you're in Greece.
Yes.
Not just because of the lovely design,
Yes.
simple and effective, but there's something special, Alex, and you are a beautiful personification of that, this special hospitality
Thank you very
that
much.
only the Corfits know. Polysenia, I think is the word. You are that man, the man of the
Thank you,
moment.
Andrea. Thank
So
you very
we
much.
really hope you have a successful, safe
All of us.
holiday
of course.
season
Most
coming
important
up in
to keep
2020.
our healthy in good condition, to be safe for us and for our guests.
Absolutely.
Greeks, British, mixed, And second, to have some, to make some money, to pay all our expense,
Absolutely. I can't help noticing you're rather proud of your what looks like a
Well, I
Celtic
support
football club.
Panathinaikos. I
Yes.
support
Ah,
Panathinaikos.
okay.
I'm very fanatic support of Panathinaikos.
Right.
So this hat, some friend of mine, his name Terry O'Neill,
Okay.
from Scotland.
Ah, Bonnie
He's-
Scotland.
He's bring me just last year as a present. So this sambrock with the 4 leaves is a symbol of Celtic.
Yes.
But what I do, I just scratch one, So I make a 3 sambrock, so it's Panathinaikos.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Greek style. Brilliant. What a patriot. What a fantastic Greek host. Perfect example of what makes Corfu special.
Thank you very
Especially
much.
here in St George's
Thank you
South.
very much, Andrea.
Thank you for sharing your new experiences with this summer season coming up, and may we all wish you a very busy
Thank you very much.
and
I
healthy
hope for
season.
everybody, not just for me, for everybody, for Corfu, for Greece, everybody.
Wow, there's a beautiful spot there, wasn't it, Thomas?
Unbelievable, it's great. It's fantastic. What a great man he is.
He's a superb chap. The one thing we forgot to mention there, or a couple of things, but one thing that springs to mind is his lovely Serbian wife, Sonia, who is responsible for all the intricate artistic decorations that she was currently putting up when we were there earlier on today. Just in case you're wondering, not all the businesses are open yet, but many are, and there's everything that you should possibly need to make your holiday happy and safe. Supermarkets are open, car hire, bike hire, boat hire, and, of course, the all-important doctor's surgery.
Everything is open, and this is so pleasant to see. You know, it's fantastic to see. And when I get the messages in Margaret Black, love Alex Pizza, best ever, she said. Paul Tew is saying, pizza's beautiful, please Alex.
Good one, Paul.
Michaela is writing in, hi from miserable Yorkshire. I hope we just get the,
just the
get
weather's
you going.
miserable, because Yorkshire is a fantastic county.
Beautiful
part of the world, yes.
Yeah, and Olivia Maria Lockhart is saying, we stay in Agios Gordios and they stay in touch with local hoteliers throughout the year.
Great.
I've found out a lot of businesses are waiting to see how many visitors arriving before they reopen. Hopefully our apartment will be open. Costas Apartments in Agios Gordios. So it's great. So it is, you know what?
That's a good point.
That's exactly
actually,
what we see.
You've made, Livy, that they are, many of them are holding back just to see. Alex today told us that in the hotel down the road that normally holds about 2,500. They had the first inload yesterday of 300. So there's still a way to go to fill up, but I'm sure that will happen over the next week or two.
Yeah, and they wait. Of course they wait, because you don't know how many tourists are coming. And I think it's going to be surprising them how many are actually going to arrive here in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And that would, that would be brilliant, especially for our Greek friends here. I mean, Paul is saying, do you have to wear masks in hotels?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I heard the staff is mandatory for the staff.
Definitely.
For the holidaymakers is recommended.
I think so. And I think as a rule of thumb, all inside or enclosed spaces, I think just whip your mask out and put it on to be on the safe side, both for you and others around you. It's always a good idea to carry them around with you along with gloves if you need to, if that feel. I think you probably should. And handy hand sanitizer is always a good bet too, isn't it, Thomas?
Definitely have that with you at all times. I carry it with me all the time. I have hand sanitizers. We got masks with us. We are prepared. And when we start... See, I have a rule. Yeah, when I start feeling uncomfortable, now going in somewhere without mask, I put it on.
Yes,
that's my feeling now. I'm feeling uncomfortable, I put it on, I sanitize myself. When I'm mostly alone anyway, when we're out and we're working together and we keep our distance. You realize that Spiros on the beach today, he kept his distance too. Yeah. But he chatted with us without mask because he knows we are here all year. We haven't left the island.
We have not left the island, no. And they have a few alternatives to shaking of hands. He made a good point, actually, that the one thing he misses is the inability to shake hands. So he's got a new alternative on that. You'll see what we mean when you
shake hands and to hug you, and that's half of the holiday. You know, it's an experience you're gonna miss.
Yes, but he has a new alternative instead of the handshake. You'll see what I mean when you arrive. The other thing that stands out from that rather nice clip there, Thomas, was the fact that, and he genuinely said it, the Greeks' love of the customers, and that really does shine through, which makes these wonderful hoteliers and everyone in the hospitality industry, all of them, absolutely, this polysenia, this nature of how good they are to strangers. And of course, they're no longer strangers because people, as you heard he say, keep coming back time and time again. And of course, they tell all their good friends and then they come over. And it's you know what's also heartwarming, Thomas, is hearing from one of our viewers there, lovely Livy, who tells us that she makes a point of keeping in touch with all her friends here in Greece throughout the winter months. And that's
great.
It is great.
That's great.
Really
it's like
nice
an extended family you join. I mean, this answers Tom Giddings' question. Then he says, just hope we are going to still be welcome and when we are coming from the UK. Of course you are.
No, one further point. You're going to be extra specially welcome because everyone we've spoken to today in St George South has made the point that the one key ingredient that's missing is the British holidaymaker, because they absolutely crystal clear here, they love the Brits.
Yeah, and this, you see, party messages, they love you, and our viewers love Corfu. Andrea is saying, I would love to be there now. Benny is writing in, so lovely to see Corfu, miss it. Margaret Black is saying, oh, what a wonderful man Alex is, so friendly and welcoming. Also his beautiful wife and family, also Costas, who makes those wonderful fresh pizzas.
Oh, you're getting me hungry now, steady. I'm salivating.
And Julie Cam is saying, that video has made me really hanker for my trip to Corfu.
Oh, Julie, I do hope you can come here, because many of our viewers are really so deserving a holiday break after all the extra effort that you've been putting in to help them do your bit in fighting COVID-19 in the UK.
Yeah, and Pauliu is saying, first meal of my holiday. Now, Michelle is saying, Alex X show, loving Alex. Julie is coming in again. I actually feel quite emotional watching it. Not just for a holiday for myself, but so I can help support all the tavernas and Corfu tourism. Bless you, Julie. That's great.
You're a great, fabulous lady, Julie. We don't know you, but we kind of do know you. And we know you're fabulous enough to say you're fabulous.
Yeah, Paul saying, nice clip, well done. Thank you, Paul. Cassie Darkwood is saying hi from a sunny and very hot Roda.
Good one, Kathy. It's hot down here too.
And here Alexandros Dukas is writing in. Hi, Alex. He said,
Alex,
thank you, my dear friends. Nice talking to you both. No, we enjoyed it too.
The pleasure was ours to talk to you, Alex.
Totally.
You were a fantastic hotel, hostillery person. That's the word I'm on. I keep
and Saturday is pizza day. You know that.
Yes. I'm getting hungry already. Don't mind you. Keep it quiet from poor Jew there, because he'll be getting a little bit. We'll try and send you one in the post. It won't be the same though, Paul.
So Paul Bollock is asking, what are the hotel rules for face mask? We just said it earlier. I mean, the staff have to wear face masks. They sanitize. They wear gloves. For hotel guests is recommended, but is up to your own judgment.
And of course, there will be a limit and a cap on the numbers of visitors that hotels will be able to receive this year. I guess each hotel will be different depending on their normal capacity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he said it's 20 tables around it. He got around 15. So it's
not too bad.
But what a location. I'm just loving it.
Superb. Especially those two front tables there. What a beautiful romantic spot. And it's the little attentions to details. You notice all the roses on the tables and all around the decking.
It's all taken very, very carefully. He's decorating fantastically, and Sonia is lending a helping hand with all her artwork. She does very artistic, very great things there. You're gonna see that when you go. Elaine is saying, I have just had my flights back to the UK via Berlin cancelled, but not the outgoing flight to Corfu. That's still okay. No problem. I'm happy to stay here.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here. Great.
And Bruce McAvoy is saying, keep our fingers crossed for our trip to Corfu in September.
Absolutely. We'll keep our fingers crossed and touch wood for you.
Yeah, let us know how you're getting on, Bruce. We would love to have the updates from you. So anything happen, please let us know. But we keep our fingers crossed for you to come here and enjoy the beautiful island. Also Angie Driscoll is saying, glad to see you back from a hot Blondas near Roda.
Hello,
Roda. There we're going to be up soon, because we're preparing at the moment something very, very special. And in due course, we're going to make a great announcement, aren't we?
Yes. Yes, we've got a few exciting plans coming off in the next couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, gonna be great, man. I'm looking forward. That's gonna be an adventure.
We will show you as much of this beautiful island as we possibly can.
Yes, and for everybody who just joined us, thank you for joining. Hope you enjoying this program. We are here to inform you what's happening, to give you a little bit of information how is holidaying going on in Greece and on the beautiful island of Corfu. So if you have any questions regarding holidaying on Corfu, please let us know. Comment now here live while we are on air, or send us an email at inbox@StudioKerkyra.com, and we do our utmost best to get the right information to you as soon as possible. Because if we don't know it, we know people who
Someone who
know.
will. Yes, absolutely. And that's a perfect example of this island. It's all about collaboration.
Collaboration, exactly, and that seems to happen here more and more, and that makes my heart smile.
Absolutely, mine too as well, yes.
So, but when we go on, what is now the latest news? The latest news from Greece here now, there is not a lot going on. The flights are coming in, the tourists are coming in, they preparing. We had yesterday a little bit regarding the quarantine centers here on Corfu. Yes, they prepared some. So there's 2 hotels we for sure know preparing. They prepared, they ready, they have the doctors assigned, they have the nurses assigned. So should something happen, there's 2 nice hotels. We know both of the hotels. They are just for this situation now. So they ready, they on standby, and there is no question about it. This island is doing everything in their powers to keep themselves and the holidaymakers safe.
They absolutely certainly are. Just to keep you up to date with the latest figures, in the last 24 hours since we broadcast to you, there's been a further 23 new cases here in Greece, but fortunately no new deaths, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, the cases at the moment stand at 3,432 in Greece, that is.
In Greece. I mean, one concern what came, and this is not just in Greece, this is Europe-wide and also in the United Kingdom. This is how long the tests taking. At the moment, these 24-hour tests are coming back with huge delays. So that's one thing what got reported. So these 24-hour tests are not coming back within the 24 hours. It goes up to 48 hours in some cases. So they have a little bit of a logistical problem there at the moment to cope with the volume of tests. And this was one thing I was wondering, I wanted to talk with you. You know, it's good. We talk about, you can get tested and within 24 hours you get your results back. Here in Greece, you land, you get tested and you go to a hotel where you stay for 24 hours. And after 24 hours, the Greek government notifies you. You know, it was until now, notifies you if you're positive or negative. If you're positive test, then you go into quarantine. If you're negative, you still have to go 7 days in quarantine. No, that was the rule they had. Now, of course, everything changes. But when we spoke about the 24-hour testing, it's great and this works. But with the influx of tourists now, can they keep to that? Can the laboratories cope with the workload?
That's a very good question. We don't know the short answer to that. And also, have you probably noticed by now that depending on where you go, which country you're in being tested, there seems to be a large disparity of testing time results. Some tests can come through in 2 to 3 hours in some countries. Others, it's 24 hours or even longer than that.
Even longer. I mean,
it's all over the place, really, isn't it?
It's all, man. I heard from somebody saying they do tests in Germany and you get that back in a couple of hours.
Yes, that's right. Germany and Austria, I think.
And Austria, I heard the same.
That's absolutely the case. And I think America has got a quick one now as well. But just at the moment, Greece, 24 hours isn't too bad, I guess, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the workflow they're setting up. I'm
sure.
always concerned when they start pushing time, when they start getting quicker and quicker and quicker, because this is when mistakes appear.
Very true.
Yeah, so they should take the time and really do that. But when I think now, I really want to know when TUI said they want to get at least 1.5 million tourists back this year to Greece. I mean, this is 1.5 million tests, so I'm wrong there. No, they have to, no?
No, originally it was random testing on certain green and amber countries. It was the red countries that everybody was going to be tested on. So it wouldn't actually necessarily mean that all 1.5 million people are going to have to be tested. It does depend entirely on where.
So it's random testing.
For Group B, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's 2 groups of travellers here. Unfortunately, UK and Sweden are not officially accepted at the moment. So if they do come through, in theory, they would be required to definitely take a test. I wonder if Mr. Johnson had a test when he arrived at Athens.
Oh, yeah, of course he did. No, he was one of the first, probably. I don't have a clue, man. But he probably didn't bother with that either. It's a thing. No,
he did have a mask, fair enough.
Did he have a mask?
He did, yes.
Oh, yeah, no, this is a start, isn't it?
Yes.
So, Dom Giddings is saying our flight is still okay and is to go ahead on the 24th of August. Fingers crossed and toes crossed. Yeah, of course. I think when you
everything crossed, Tom.
When you book this time period, you should be relatively safe. It's now all about the next couple of weeks, to be honest.
It is, Thomas, yes. The next couple of weeks with regard to UK tourists visiting this beautiful island is absolutely crucial. And it all does depend on that R rate and basically what happens with these new localised local lockdowns. One bit of good news in the last 24 24 hours is that the next towns down after Leicester that are causing a problem, Bradford, Doncaster and Rochdale, in the last 24 hours, the numbers of cases have dropped, new cases that is. One thing that did catch my eye the other day, though, was that apparently beyond Leicester, the town in the UK that's had one of the most highest numbers of recent cases is, would you believe, Bedford in Bedfordshire. And I remember that town, and so will you, because that's the town where that fabulous Sir Tom Moore comes from, who raised that incredible sum of over 38 million. So high I've lost count. But we said at the time on Lockdown SK, a month and a half ago now, that Bedford proved to be the most charitable country in the whole of the United Kingdom.
There was a survey done. And
yes, there was.
They confirmed that, didn't they?
Yes, they did confirm that. So it seems kind of harsh punishment that that's the case. And on the other hand, they've suddenly got a large amount of spike in cases of COVID-19. Apparently more so than Leicester, would you believe? Let's hope they can get on top of that as soon as possible.
Yeah, if they can get this under control, that would be brilliant. We're still waiting for a miracle, and hopefully, they come out with a vaccine or a cure very, very soon.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have got some news on both those subjects, both vaccine and treatment.
Okay, then I say quick hello to Caroline. She said, missed you last week, guys. Glad you are feeling better.
Thank you, Caroline.
I've missed the show. Can I listen to it online later? Yes, you can. We got this in our library, and I see Claire replied already to you. So all live streams stay in our video gallery on Facebook, on YouTube, Vimeo, or on our website. So thank you very much. Elaine is saying, don't forget to show beautiful spartillas, please, when you show the island. Oh, and we're gonna show, definitely. There's a lot coming up, guys. We cannot say too much at the moment, but there's something.
Lips are sealed.
Yeah, lips are sealed at the moment, but there's something great coming up. I'm really looking forward to. And Gary Norman is saying, Rhoda is my second home. Been coming here for 20 years.
Wow, that's a good one.
Beautiful Greek people. I totally agree with you.
We all agree with that one. You're
fantastic.
Bang on with that comment. Absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Gary. So, okay, you got...
Yes, just a couple of news. Yesterday was big time in the news. A lot of people got very angry that the United States, it was reported, had bought up the next 3 months' production of a drug that's been around for quite some time, actually, since 2009, would you believe, called remdesivir. This is a broad-spectrum antiviral drug, and all of a sudden it's all the rage. It goes back to 2009 when it was originally developed for SARS and MERS and then on to Ebola. But I have to say, here's some caution here, it was never seen as being very successful. The tests conducted recently, though, suggest it might help in the treatment of severely ill patients with COVID-19, and therefore, hopefully, many of those avoiding the need for ventilators. But one thing is for sure, it's not clear if it can actually improve the survival rate. Just to give you an idea of the cost of this, which I think is staggering, one course of treatment currently is costing a staggering $2,340. That's £1,900, would you believe? And, of course, it was the good old taxpayer that had to pay for the development of the drug in the first place. But here's the good news. 9 companies are licensed to manufacture it outside the United States for distribution in up to 127 mostly poorer countries around the world, where the cost there is much lower. Professor Peter Horby of Oxford University asks 2 good questions, though, of this. He says, what actually is a fair price for the drug, and what is fair access to the drug? Because yesterday a lot of people were moaning that America had bought up all the supplies. Well, let's be accurate here. It's only the next 3 months, and as I've said, there are 9 other countries, manufacturers rather, licensed to produce this. But I should stress all the way along the line, this drug has never had full-blown FDA approval. It was, however, granted a temporary license a few weeks back. It's not a cure, but it is a potential treatment. Let's hope it can have some positive effect on COVID-19, more than it did on SARS, MERS and Ebola, although of course they're all different things. That's the treatment news. Here's the better news still. A big German biotech company called BioNTech and Pfizer have joined forces, and they've got a very successful early trial of a vaccine here from a US clinical study shows, quote, significantly elevated antibodies. and they hope to progress to the next trial within the next few weeks, where it will involve a staggering number of 30,000 participants. In the test so far, only 45 people took part, and some of those had placebos. It's not. Yes, exactly. It's too early to get too excited, but they are showing good signs. This whole thing is partnered by the big Chinese company Fosun, would you believe? And a clinical trial has been running since April in Germany. Now, what they're trying to hone in on is exactly what the right dosage to give is. They found that the 30 microgram dose may give you 2.8 times the protection. However, 75% of those who had that dose went on to develop a fever and other rather unpleasant side effects. So they're going to be concentrating on doses of 10 or 20 micrograms. And 10 micrograms, they believe, gives you 1.8 times the protection, neutralizing antibodies that are observed in recovering COVID-19 patients. There are 17 groups across the globe, this is the other bit of good news, which have progressed trials of vaccines for COVID-19 into the evaluation stage of a vaccine. So there's 17 further groups around the world involved. So it really is a bit of a pan-world effort here to develop a vaccine.
So, at least there's something going on. It's quite interesting to see
so,
that,
yes.
to be honest. I think it's great.
Yes,
but,
it is.
I mean, with all the cases they have, what does it hit a daily rate of 50,000 in the States?
Yes, I do believe it is, yes.
I believe they just hit the 50,000 mark.
Yes,
No,
that
daily.
seems familiar. The States have at the moment 2.6 million cases, upwards of 130,798 deaths, sadly, with 943,000 recovered.
Whoa.
So America is not looking too hot.
Not looking too hot there at all, is it? So
just to remind people about the numbers of deaths per 100,000 of population, I'm afraid America still leads that list, with Brazil a close second. And surprisingly, Thomas, the United Kingdom is in third place.
Ooh.
That is not a good place to be.
That's not a good place to be.
No.
That's the,
And Belgium is after the United Kingdom, because for a comparatively small country, Belgium, we must not forget here, has suffered greatly as well.
Definitely. So hello to all our
Olaf Beckers
Belgian
and all our
friends.
Belgian
Olaf
friends.
Beckers, of
Absolutely,
course,
yes,
definitely. And we hope you're all safe and
Totally.
happy, and we can see you all very, very soon. I mean, I get a lot of messages in. Guys, thank you so much for messaging and taking part in the show. I mean, yes, there's some figures, like the United States is going up, but they are banned now from anywhere in the world anyway. So I think that's great on one side. I mean, I'm not being funny now, It's when you have something like this president needs to be punished. As simple as that, and I think this is the only punishment.
He needs to be held accountable for his actions like everybody else.
Totally, because that's ridiculous. For his attitude and his actions.
Yeah.
No, he.
Do you know
I say this now. He killed a lot of people. Let's be honest about that.
That could well be so.
It's his fault if he would have responded
early
on, like Greece did.
Yes,
would have taken that serious and not just played it away because I don't want to think about it because it can hurt me economically. So let's get this out of my head. That's not an attitude you have to run a country. First is your people.
Totally, yes.
And he didn't do that. So and now the punishment is coming. And I hope that's gonna go down with the cases. I hope they're getting this under control. But
he's been aware of the ravages of COVID-19 since January the 26th, and that's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. The other surprising thing, Thomas, is in the last 24 hours, he's done yet another U-turn. Now, all of a sudden, he's recommending the use of face masks.
Is he?
Yes,
is he?
But only in the last 24 hours, after all that palaver, when he was... Do you remember that awful film he did at the CDC, for instance?
Yeah.
And that other factory he went into making masks, and because he wouldn't wear his mask when he left, they had to destroy all the PPE that was around on that day, just simply because President Trump refused to wear a mask in their factory.
Yeah, and that equipment is needed in the hospitals there. I mean, you know what? Normally there must be a law in fact, as you can remove somebody like him. I mean, they tried with impeachment, but you know what? It's all just more corruption coming out. But
possibly, But I mean, there could be various charges of treason coming his way. Certain reports I've read, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Mind you, we're all responsible for our own actions and
Of
what
course.
we say. And he'll have to face the music when indeed it does come.
Yeah, it is. Here, I get one in from Annabelle. There was a tweet from Blonde Bird what says Stanley Johnson at Greek trip has to be a dead cat. Why would you make a trip to prepare your villa for holiday, lads? So public when the majority are banned from traveling.
Exactly. That's the point, yes.
Is he just rubbing our nose in it? Or is it set up to take our attention away from something worse?
Ooh, I wouldn't say you were cynical, but that's a very good, interesting point, actually. Yes, quite so.
Yeah,
and the whole thing was put on Instagram, would you believe?
Yeah, I know. And here,
extraordinary.
Yes, I know he put this on. When I look now quickly on to Twitter, is the Keep Talking Greece just released a report. Father of Boris Johnson under fire for COVID checking his villa in Greece.
There we go. Yes,
here
Central
we go.
Greece, unbelievable.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's out
it
of.
Is. And he came here via Bulgaria. Don't forget.
Yeah. This is the same. I spoke with this English today. They're here with their motorhome.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, how long did it take you to drive now here? So he said, 3 days. We left England, we drove into France. In France, you don't need to go into quarantine if you drive through. If you stay in France, you have 7 days quarantine. If you don't stay in France, you can just carry on. So they drove to Belgium, from Belgium to Germany. In Germany, they done a test, they done paperwork, and then they drove straight through Austria down to Bulgaria, and Bulgaria into Greece. He said it took him 3 days instead of 1, but it was a fantastic, nice trip. No, being asked where you live, we live in Germany. Well, yeah, I'm English, but I work in Germany.
Okay.
And no more questions asked, and that's it. So there is so many loopholes at the moment how you can go on holiday, and people are exploiting that, of course. I mean, if people like Johnson himself, then Cummings, we had the problem. Now we have with Johnson's father the problem. If people like that, what is in high profile, cannot keep to their own rules.
Yeah. How can they expect
everybody else to keep it? Of course.
Thomas. This is the confusion and almost an insult to the British public's intelligence, I would go as far as to say. But that's a good point that our viewer made just there, that maybe it's out in the news to cover something else. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good point. And now see, the leaders are making a U-turn. I think even Boris Johnson was spotted wearing a mask. No,
really?
Yeah, somebody, I'm just seeing some tweets in there, but now, you know, Trump is saying it, so it has to get really, really extreme before they take anything serious. And playing with lives, with public lives, no, that's not on. And especially, you know, I feel for all the frontline workers, they worked in lockdown. They sacrificed so much. Remember the report where the one nurse seen her child after 11 weeks.
Yes.
I mean, that's not nice, having no mother for 11 weeks. You shouldn't have that, but this is in your memory for the rest of your life. Your childhood is one of the most important experiences in your life, is your childhood. And if it starts to get damaged there, then we shouldn't be surprised if some people turn out a little bit funny, no?
More than normal, you mean? Yes, absolutely. But also, for the more mature generations as well, it's been tough on them, hasn't it? Being confined to their houses for months on end, especially in the United Kingdom. I mean, and indeed here in Greece as well.
And Greece as well. I mean, we spoke with Anthony McGowan live on lockdown, and when he was saying, okay, he quite has a problem getting anything down at the moment because of lockdown.
Yes. Well,
you know, and the other opposite, Alex Preston, said, "Oh no, he started writing, no." So it affects everybody different, but the majority had a real struggle with it.
Yes, they're beginning to think now it's not, everybody's been focused on the lungs, the lower lung respiratory tract, as it were, but actually they're now beginning to think it's actually affecting the brain and the central nervous system.
Central nervous system.
This was first reported some weeks ago now from China, when there was a study of, I think, 55 people developing serious neurological issues. There's a lot of studies currently going on with the brain. There's one poor gentleman, he was a professor, who developed COVID-19 in the United Kingdom, And in the time I think he was in ICU for about 4 weeks, he had 2 strokes. They couldn't understand why this was, because he was perfectly healthy and everything else, but it is something to do with the nature of this COVID-19. It's attacking something in the brain. And of course, as we all know, the brain is the what's the word? CPU of the human body. Yes, and maybe it's the brain that's causing the problem in the lungs, as well as oxygen. We know that there is an oxygen starvation problem, but it could all be connected on the brain, and that's what they're urgently looking into right now. So you see, as we've said all along since the very beginning of Lockdown SK, even the greatest scientific minds in the world cannot quite get to grips with all the ins and outs of this most extraordinary and highly horrific COVID-19. Unlike anything they've seen before. Yes, it's a coronavirus, but no, it's not like SARS or MERS. It's something completely different.
Yeah. Hey, here I'm getting a question, and that's quite interesting. Jackie Cherry is writing in and saying, so everybody who owns a villa here then can come, and it's an essential business trip.
Good one, Jackie.
I mean,
exactly. You've got what we were saying there. I mean, how can it be essential? And how come one man, the father of the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, a former Tory MEP? That's a few questions I'd like to ask him on that subject, mind you, if I ever get the chance.
Yeah, no, that's and this is the questions. No, Jackie, thank you for that.
Yeah,
it's true, but they should have put other regulations in that. They should have looked after their own people first, and this includes the businesses. Yeah. They should have said, okay, everybody who has a second home here, okay, we have to restrict them from coming. We have to look into the hotels, to the apartments, to the villas, to all the gastronomy side, and this is for the Greeks here, or who run their business here every year and live on this island all year long. Yeah, and not for seeing. I spoke with somebody else, with a Greek, and I said, you know what, it annoys me because most of the businesses are empty now and not gonna open. They are not owned from courtyards. They are owned from foreigners or from Greeks on the mainland.
In Athens, many of them.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
so
right. Yeah.
They stay there in the winter. In the summer, 4 to 5 months, they coming here to earn their money, and then they leave the island again. So in the end of the day, they're really not contributing a lot to the island's infrastructure in the end of the day. And now they want to rush over and build it up, and or most just leave it and say, oh, forget this season, I don't care, I stay at home on the mainland or in my country. Let's see how it goes next year. But that doesn't help the island, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, not at all. And we're all about helping local businesses. Keep it local. That's one of our slogans here at StudioKerkyra, because we truly believe that. And it's also less food miles. That's an environmentally friendly way of looking at it as well.
Yeah, and here I get more messages in Olivia Maria Lockhart is saying, we very much want to come to Corfu in September. We have been booked since last year, but even though I'm fit and well, so scared if and when I land on Corfu and test positive, even though I show no symptoms. Then I have to quarantine on my own for 14 days. Well, that would be awful.
Yes, but Livy, if that happens, you make sure you contact us and we'll make sure that we jolly you up.
Oh yeah,
you
definitely. Don't worry, there's
not
enough
with us around. No.
We won't let you down there, because this island is so special, and when you look, everybody looks after everybody.
Absolutely.
And make sure everybody has enough to eat, has enough to drink, and a roof over their head. And that's so fantastic on this island. Here Stuart Maroon is saying, by the time we get to the 1st of August, I will have been in lockdown and sheltering for 5 months, wondering what the outside will be like when I come out.
Yes, take it steady at first.
Take it steady.
You know
don't
what?
get
I'm sure you'll be all right.
carried away. But 5 months, that's a long time. That's I'm feeling for you. That's
yes,
wow. But we hope we can bring you a little bit of sunshine your way from this beautiful island of Corfu. And I have to say it again, and I say it now so many times. Guys, that's all we have time for today. It's over an hour gone again. We done our best. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it is just flying.
But hey, that's a bad word to use, because I know you want to be flying right this minute to this beautiful island yourselves. Let's hope in the next few weeks you can indeed do so.
Yes, and we're gonna keep you up to date with the latest. We're gonna go out and bring you some reports like we did today. So we're gonna start tomorrow again, and then we have Saturday, Sunday a break, and then we go in Monday to Friday again with a couple of special announcements for you. we hope you're gonna be very, very excited about. But guys, if I forgot any of the messages today, I really apologize. I try to get this into tomorrow's show and update you then. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic afternoon. Enjoy your evening. We're gonna think on you. We're gonna send you lots of love and hugs your direction. And okay, Kalinichta until tomorrow, 6 p.m.
Absolutely. And as always...
Sun in your face, man.
Oh, well, that's an occupational hazard, but rather a nice one, Thomas. No complaints from me. As always, thank you very much indeed for sharing your time with us here on Unlocked SK. Enjoy the rest of the day wherever you are. And as always, a very good afternoon to you all.